Hello guys and welcome to another video where we've just had some Chaos Space Marines over the past couple of days being thrown at us by Games Workshop, which is very nice. Before I get started though, big thank you to all of you who have been using the code below to get your money off of most of your models you're getting from Composite Games. Congratulations, and we're getting a lot of emails, people very happy with the time frame of which they're getting their models. Remember, use the code below, Northern Exile, to get your extra 5% off at Composite Games when you get your models. That will be 20% off you normally get, plus the 5% you normally get as well. That's 25% off using that code down below, which is half the GW staff discount. Can't say any fairer than that. Anyway, moving on. Here we come to a little bit of news from Games Workshop, and this has been coming for quite a while, where we're starting to see a rather large influx of Chaos Space Marines into the new edition of Warhammer 40,000. Now, this is, for me, personally, I don't want to come across as a Debbie Downer, because a lot of the times, you'll see people coming online being like, I hate this, I hate that, you know, even when they're trying to be, I mean, the only balanced people I really see, sometimes Valrak, but he just loves the hobby so much that he kind of loves everything. And maybe outer circle when because he likes certain models and doesn't like certain models, certain sort of thing. But a lot of other people tend to be one or the other. They either hate everything because it's cool to hate everything, or they love everything because they're a paid shill, or they want to keep getting their free samples from Games Workshop. I'm trying to fall somewhere in the middle, but this video isn't going to come across like that, because a lot of these models I think are cool models. They're just not cool Chaos Space Marine models, in my opinion. But anyway, so here we have the first of the reveals, which is a lovely looking Chaos Space Marine here. And we have the front of the Chaos Space Marines Codex. Now, I really like this artwork, although it does put across the worst bits of Chaos for me. If you're Chaos and you're a normal human, why would you want to join this faction? Like, why? Why would you fall to Chaos? Look at it. Like, it's like that joke on text-to-speech device where the Emperor's like, the guy's got a name like Gog Van Dyer, and you trusted him. That's like the most evil name I've ever heard in my entire life. Exactly the same. How would you like kneel before this guy? He just fucking murdered the shit out of you, you know? Although I really love the artwork, I really love the more metal thing that they're going for. It looks like a heavy metal or death metal album cover, which I'm all for. Anyway, moving on. There's nothing about the rules here, just a bit of the artwork, so you can see different cultists, things like that. One thing I will say about the Chaos Space Marines is, why does everyone need to be so fucking insane? Because they're not. They're not all insane. Or they wouldn't succeed, ever. They wouldn't be able to plan anything, ever. The best bits of the Night Lords trilogy, for me, by Aaron Dembski-Bowden, were the bits with Huron Blackheart, where they're all planning on how to take down Villimus, which is a Space Marine fortress monastery. You know, how the hell are we going to take this thing down? And they come up with almost like a heist plan. And it was a really cool thing to see Chaos Space Marines getting around a table and planning something out, and it working as well. That's great. These guys aren't making no plans. Let's be honest, right? This is what I mean. When I say 40k is going more Saturday morning cartoon, and that's what I fear, and I think that Age of Sigmar is already this way, this is what I mean. I don't care what you've read in some obscure piece of lore somewhere, you know? Because that doesn't mean that it's grimdark. It doesn't mean that it's a bit darker than usual. If every single piece of art that you're seeing is brightly coloured, no blood, and it is just, you know, everyone's got a smile on their face and hacking away and being like, yes, this is brilliant, we're all having fun, you know, even the bad guy, he's supposed to be your main bad guy, GW. And you treat them like a Saturday morning cartoon. They are mustache-twirling, idiot villains. I would put it this way. I would want to take Chaos away from chaotic evil, which for me is stupid evil. They're just stupid. They don't have any goals or anything that they actually want, you know. I'd take it from that and pull it over to lawful evil. Chaos is most interesting where you've got a Chaos Lord who's actually quite honourable and will point at a guy and say, "You have served me well, you will die last." That kind of thing. That's the most potent Chaos Lord as far as I'm concerned. Right, now, saying that, let's go on to the most Saturday morning cartoon of Chaos at the moment, and that is the Berserkers, unfortunately. So, Berserkers, as a whole, they must be in the really early stages of development. But the first time I saw this was, okay, you guys don't have any models to show us at all, and you probably won't until Christmas. I thought originally, and I will hold my hands up and say, this because this is what I've been told, it's looking like summer. The big summer release is going to be Chaos, and it's going to be heralded by World Eaters, and Angron is the returning Primarch. Now, I know those things are happening, but seeing this, and the fact that they haven't shown us any models at all, I'm now thinking this is going to be more towards Christmas, to be honest with you. Maybe even a similar time frame for 1,000 Suns. Do you remember when in 7th edition when 1,000 Suns came out, and Magnus returned? And that was around October, November, maybe then. Maybe towards the autumn and winter. But I can't see this being summer anymore, because they simply haven't shown us any models that we can feast our eyes upon. So, in terms of their axes, yeah, they look pretty cool. I like them. Nothing else to say, really. I think they look pretty cool. I'd rather, for me, if I was going to be doing a Games Workshop kit, I would say, please, 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 take the normal Space Marine, your normal Intercessor, right? And use that as a template. Use that as a template. So you get your Space Marine, and you can paint that Space Marine whatever colour you want. There's no insignias on there that are hard-boiled into the model, right? It's a plain Space Marine that you can then use to do your own things with. It can be any chapter you want. It can be any sort of company that you want. You can add things to it. You can scrape things into it. You can green stuff things onto it, and it looks pretty cool. I really hate it when Games Workshop release these really nice axes, and they slapdash all of these Khorne markings on them. Well, what if you have a warband that's not a Khorne, that's not into Khorne? What if you have like a normal Renegade warband that just uses chain axes? It can happen. I want... It's the same thing with modular models. I don't like monotone models, monopose models. I really can't stand them. I need to be able to make my force stand out and look entirely as I want it to. The reason why I'm so passionate about this is because I'm about to, quote-unquote, fall to Chaos, right? I'm planning my Chaos army, what I want to do with it, where I want to go with it, and at the moment, I'm kind of underwhelmed. Because I was getting into Chaos because we're going to have the big Chaos reveal this year, and now's the time to do it. And I'm kind of underwhelmed by all of this. So they're getting their own codex, that's wonderful, that's brilliant, and I'm sure I'll get it, because I'm going to have some Berserkers in my army, but they're not going to look like this, like they're on a fucking Saturday morning cartoon. Because if this was on Cartoon Network, right, I wouldn't bat an eyelid. I think it's pretty cool looking for a cartoon, but it'd still be pretty cartoony, right? Nice bright colours, not dark at all. The only grim dark thing is the look on the guy's face in the main picture here. If you took that away, everything else on this is pretty much, haha, we all love fighting, this is brilliant, right? That's Age of Sigmar. That's Age of Sigmar. It's not dark, it's, it's frilly, it's fun, it's meant to, pull the kids into the hobby, but that's not what Chaos Space Marines are. Chaos Space Marines have always been the edgy fuckers of Warhammer 40,000, and they should remain that way, okay? So, that's my 2 cents on good old Khorne Berserkers. So, now, here we go. This is just yesterday. So this is the Heretic Astartes Revel in the Blessings of the Dark God. So for people who have been complaining a lot about the mutations, here's what I want to say. That's the whole point of this reveal page. This reveal page was all about, these are the mutated guys that possess Marines, things like that. Let's have a little look. I'm not going to watch the video. Here's a possessed Marine. So, I'm going to be honest with you. If you look at Forge World, at their Chaos Space Marine possessed, the Galvor back, people like that, they look better than this, to me. They look better than this. One other thing I wanted to go into was the trim. Now, I hear a lot of people saying this, and I couldn't agree more, and I need to say it in my own video too. Get this fucking trim off of the Chaos Space Marine models. Please. Please, please, please. I'm not looking forward to painting this. I'm going to have to paint a lot of Chaos Space Marines. I'm dreading doing this. Right? I don't want to paint these ridiculous bits of trim that warp their way into the nice folds of the armour and the clean spaces of the armour. I completely understand that these are possessed. Right? These are possessed. But if you look at the normal Chaos Space Marines, it's almost exactly the same. They have these stupid pieces that you know, you see the shin guard there, these pieces that just warp into the model, and no one ever looks forward to painting these pieces. Ever. It's horrible. It looks like shit as well. It looks so messy. You can have an evil looking model that's not as messy as a normal Chaos Space Marine looks. These possessed, lovely, great looking models, and they've got nothing against them. Posing is a bit, shall I say, boring, right? But the Galvor back to me look better. They just do. There are certain bits in these Marines that I like the claws and things, and the warping effect of them. But, like, this guy's my least favourite, unfortunately. I like the fact that he's taken the helmet off of the Reaver down there. That looks pretty cool. But at the same time, how is he using this right arm? It's got no reach. He's got this little stub arm. It looks ridiculous. Like, what is that? What the fuck is that? It just doesn't strike me as threatening at all. It's just silly. That's the word for them. It's silly. You know. The Galvor back look menacing. They look like they're about to jump across the table and eviscerate your face. These guys, not huge. I'm not huge into them. They're perfectly good models, you know, don't get me wrong. And in any other game, this is War Machine or something like that, any other game, I would be like, okay, they're pretty cool. But I expect more. I have seen this exact, look at the chainmail underneath the armpits there. I've seen that exact chainmail on other models. I don't even mean kind of similar, though. That exact model of chainmail I've seen on lots of other models. You know. Not good enough. Not good enough. You're supposed to be the best. And so I'm treating you like you are. Your entire mission statement that you give to all of your staff when you start at Games Workshop is, we make the best models, our remit is to make the best tabletop wargaming models in the world, and we want to continue doing this forever. Well, okay. Well, these aren't the best in the world, I'm sorry. If I'm going to get really cool Chaos Space Marine models, I'm going to get Ravage Star. That's it, right? These are not the best anymore. And when people say to me, oh, well, 3D printing is coming, I'm getting a bit sick of people going, oh, 3D printing, boo. You know, and all those fucking memes. But you're proving these people right. You're proving, because these are not the best models in the world. I'm sorry. Like, you look at these chaos cultists. Have they lost their brains? Where's the armor? Do you know if you choose to fall to chaos and you choose to embrace chaos, you don't just immediately become insane? When you look at the Night Lords models that the Night Lords novels that I'm bringing up a lot because I've only just I've been reading them this week. I mean, the only insane one in that warband is Uzas, which is a stupid name for a Chaos Space Marine, but we won't go there because he's really gotten into Khorne and he's a bit insane. All the rest of the Chaos Space Marines fucking hate him, can't stand him, right? Because he's not reliable, and that's the entire point. If every single person in Chaos, when they fell, immediately went, give me that horned helmet, take my shirt off, take all this armor, I don't need it, and I'm just going to run at that enemy over there. If that's what they did, they wouldn't be a threat. The sheer amount of firepower that the Imperium has, they wouldn't be a threat. These are Necromunda models, by the way. That's the long and short of it. These are just Necromunda models. Or Kill Team models, even. If this was a kill team or in a kill team box or Necromunda models, I'd shrug and go, yep, okay. It's not worthy of Chaos Space Marines. And that's what I mean. Like we needed a huge statement here. I like the veins on these guys, but like, why would I join this faction? I know they don't always give you a choice, but this guy just looks like he's in pain. Like, why would I bother? Why? Look, it is. I love the way he's bursting out of all of his skin, and it looks painful. This guy looks like he's in so much fucking pain. Like, but like, no, why would you? Like, oh yeah, that looks like a day at the beach. Look at that. That looks, can't wait. You know, just doesn't strike me as something that. But how would you be tempted by this? Just, I mean, gone full hentai now. I mean, what is it? I just. I mean, you know, my point exactly. Like what? Why would you do this to yourself? Like, I don't understand. And like, it's my logic. My logical part of my brain is just misfiring at the moment because they're like, did they tempt people with this? Like, this is what they lead with. Like, you join chaos is great. You love it. Oh, what do you do? Well, you just sort of. Well, never mind that. Yeah, take your shirt off. It's like, what is this? Anyway, bar on that, as I said, I love the model. I think the model looks great. Like, it looks like. But I would want this to be somebody who didn't fall to chaos, who was, like, sacrificed to one of the. Which it might be, actually. If that's what it is, the gaggles. These gaggles of unholy heretics. Well, you've done a typo there, Games Workshop, but okay. Are accompanied on battlefield by the horribly warped torments, twisted beyond recognizably by dark rituals and demonic influence. Okay, so maybe these aren't willing participants. That would be really cool. If that's how it is, that's really dark. That's almost like Hunt Showdown dark. I really like that. But if this is your cultist kind of a thing, then you know, ain't no one getting tempted by this. You know, like. Do you know what? If that's what they're going for, I really like these. Yeah, if that's what they're going for, these look really horrible, which is exactly what they're supposed to look like. Okay, I'll give you a pass on these, even though I did laugh. I'll give you a pass on them. I think if these are unwilling participants who've just been thrown into a vat or something, or in the center of a demonic ritual, and this is how they come about, great, all for it. If that's what they are. If these are another type of cultist, then I'm sorry, that's ridiculous. Now, here's the main thing. There's one model in this set that I like. The rest of them, I just don't. These don't scream Chaos Space Marines to me. You know, they don't scream Chaos to me, as in 40k Chaos. If I saw this in Age of Sigmar, I wouldn't bat an eyelid. And the one model I do like from this set is our young man over here, the one on the right. We have this like psyker guy who's been kept alive by sort of a Mad Max contraption built into this sacrificial lamb behind him, essentially. And I love that. That's the most grim, dark 40k thing I've seen in ages. That's brilliant. I can just imagine his forehead bobbling up and down as he's thinking and things. That's a wonderful, wonderful model. And that's exactly the kind of shit I want to see from, really warped chaos cultists. I want to see shit like this. This guy's surrounded by, fallen traitor guard, because he's controlling them. That would be amazing. And they're all wearing guard armor that's like got spikes and little bits added to them. Brilliant. Brilliant stuff. But that's not what it is. We get this kind of a thing. Like shit like this. No threat at all. That's a Necromunda model. Not a very good one at that. Let me get this. Right? So. Moving on. Now, the Demon Prince. Here's the thing about Demon Prince. I actually kind of like him. I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, but I actually quite like this model. I think it might be in my Chaos Force as a centerpiece. Not that I play with him, because my Chaos Force, as I'll get into in a minute, doesn't really like Chaos. It's more of a renegade force. But anyway, I like the model. I like the pose. I like the sweeping gesture. I like that he looks quite imperious, and I like that he looks kind of 40k. I've heard a lot of people say this looks like an Age of Sigmar model. I don't know where you get that from. Especially when it's built this way, because you do have the pauldrons there, the shoulder guards that are very Chaos Space Marines. You still have that stupid inlay that I don't like. And you have the stupid inlay on the breastplate as well, which I don't like. It's inviting you to not paint it. That's what it's doing. This is a model that is built for really, really, really top-notch painters. You know, I'd be so intimidated by this if I was, you know, somebody who just liked Chaos Space Marines and wanted to paint Chaos Space Marines, which I am, actually. But the model itself, I like it. I like its pose. I like its sword. I like the sweep of its tail. I like how imposing it looks. I don't like the inlay. I think Games Workshop tend to make their models far too busy, and to me, this is one of those. You know, the silhouette of it, the way that it looks, it's quite bling. But the way that it looks, I quite like it as an overall package. It is a net positive for me, but there are still negatives to it. Negatives being the sheer amount of detail. You can go overboard. Games Workshop, look at Archaon. I mean, for fuck's sake. You can go way overboard with this stuff, and I don't enjoy it. And the inlay as well. I'm never going to like it. I'm never going to like the inlay. So, last thing I wanted to talk about was, at some point I wanted to make about Chaos from somebody who's just coming to Chaos, who's just falling to Chaos. So I would like to be a champion of Chaos. I would like to champion the people who've been playing Chaos for so long. That it's all that they know and it's all that they want to do. Because these people are very maligned in the hobby. More maligned than most Xenos as well. My main issue with Chaos is the Space Marines. And we still haven't seen yet if they're going to do any new ones. What if I want to do Traitor Legions? And you'll say to me, oh, well, you just pick Chaos Space Marines and paint those. Yeah, those are Black Legion, my man. Those are Black Legion. I don't want to do Black Legion. I don't want to just get Black Legion and paint them a different colour. You know? I want cleaner Traitor models. And I know you say you can go to 30k and get that. What if I want 40k sized models? You know? I want Primarist sized, you know, imposing Traitor Legion models. The Night Lords, as a group, they wear older sets of power armor with optional bits of skin. That's it. They don't have all these spikes flying off them. They don't have all these stupid inlays, right? They don't have any of that. They just look like, you know, legionaries, essentially, you know, with battered bits of armor. Imagine if they brought out a Chaos Space Marine set that was kind of like the Primaris Assault Intercessors. Similar size. In fact, the same size, because just do them same size, Games Workshop, come on. And, I mean, let's be honest, they did smaller Space Marines than what was realistic for so many years. People saying to me, oh, we can't have Primaris sized Chaos Space Marines because they're not actually Primaris sized. I don't give a fuck, man. I don't give a fuck. I want them to look the best that they can look. Space Marines should be the size of Primaris Space Marines. That's it. That's the standard now. They're much easier to paint. They're much easier to mould and make your own. That's the standard now. That's the size a Chaos Space Marine should be. Look at the Death Guard. Thank you very much, right? These guys have been in the warp. What if they've gotten a little bit bigger? Just do it. Just make them Primaris Space Marine sized. Make them more imposing. Right? Now imagine that Assault Intercessor squad. And chaos them up a little bit. Add a spike here. Add battle damage there. Add snarling faces onto their faceplates. Things like that. Right? And that should be your your normal Chaos Space Marine Legionary. That's Fallen Legionary. That's what they are. Right? That's what Chaos Space Marine should be. Now, for those of you who think that is beyond the pale, let me just throw an argument back at you for a second. Why do I have to have Black Legion or nothing when normal Space Marines have Dark Angels, Blood Angels, Space Wolves, and God knows what else, Salamanders even, Imperial Fists, that all have their own models? Because they do. They all have their own types of models. Look at a Dark Angel's Terminator and compare it to a Blood Angel's Terminator. Do they look the same to you? No. No, completely different. That's the kind of thing that we should be doing for Chaos. Iron Warriors should have their own Legionary Mortar Squads in 40k. Right? They should clearly look 40k, and they should clearly play 40k. And are those people saying to me, well, that'll just kill 30k? No, it won't. Because I know 30k players, and if somebody turned up with a 40k model to play 30k, they'd say, no. Because those guys have been in the warp for a while. Like, I play Legions, like the actual Horus Heresy Legions, that's not what they are. You're playing with Chaos Space Marines. Okay? So, just as a proviso, as a example, Iron Warriors should have their own mortar squad. You should get a Basilisk type thing with 20 Iron Warriors that look like big Chaos Space Marines. And they don't have bits growing off of them, Games Workshop. They don't have things. They don't have mutated arms. They're not Saturday morning cartoon. No, because Iron Warriors hate that kind of shit. They look like normal legionaries who are just bigger and more imposing. The stocky dudes with hammers and shit who are just, nailing this basilisk together. That's what they are, right? Okay. And we could do that for every single Chaos Space Marine Legion, just as you have done for the Death Guard, right? Just as you are about to do for Khorne Berserkers. Alright, we should get a nice bog standard Chaos Space Marine unit that isn't Black Legion. It just looks like traitor legionaries. That's it. That's what it should look like. Okay? Because then you can build them and have them be Renegade Space Marines if you want. But other legions that aren't as represented should also get their time in the sun. You should have things like Iron Warriors Mortar Squads. Okay? You should have things like Alpha Legion Recon teams. You should really have Alpha Legion Recon teams. They look so, they're such a cool aesthetic of model. Get it done. They should be just as imposing as normal Space Marines. At the moment, they're not. They're not. And they're a pain in the arse to paint as well. So, every single time Games Workshop do a worldwide campaign, did you know that they fudged the numbers to make Chaos a more visible threat, a more viable threat to go with? I've seen it happen. I was with the company when they did the Conor campaign. And it was one of those campaigns where you sent in your results, and you could, and different hobby centers could send in their results and things like that. And we were fudging the numbers to make Chaos a more viable threat, because if we didn't do that, the Loyalists would have won several weeks before they actually called the campaign, right? And the only time I saw Chaos win anything was at the Retail Workshop event, and that says a lot. Even the people working for Games Workshop wanted to put money into Chaos. They're not a viable threat right now, and they need a bit of love. And this falls short for me. It just does. What do you guys think of the new reveals? Are you happy that things going to be revealed towards the end of to the 7th of May as well? Let me know in the comments below. I, for one, a bit underwhelmed at the moment, but we'll see how things go. If you're going to get any more models, then, again, make sure you go down to Composite Games in the description down below to get your extra 5% off your already 20% off order. Thank you very much for supporting that, guys. Keep going. I'm loving it at the moment, and I'm going to be able to get you some nice prizes pretty soon. So that should be pretty cool. Thank you very much. Love you a long time, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.